Hey guys, it's Robsy back with Paperless Student. Apologies, I couldn't upload a video last week. I was not feeling well, so I just recovered. If you watched my video on my workflow that I did a couple of weeks ago, you know that I'm using Notability mostly for my lecture notes and for my classes. So because of that, I can't use Notability to write my study notes for this semester, so I had to find another application that I'll be using for that. So for this semester I'm going to be using NoteAlways, and so I will be walking with you guys through how I write these notes, and I'll be showing you different tools that I have in this application, and hopefully you find this video helpful. Just from looking at this application, you guys already know that this application looks very natural and writing in it feels very natural as well, so that's why I love this application. And now I'm going to draw this little shape around those words that I just wrote just now on the side. The application recognizes that I drew a shape, and then you have like those 3 stars that appear at the top. When I tap those, I get options that pop up that I can customize my section. The palm rejection in this application is great. They don't have settings for me to select how I write or how I hold my pen, but still the application is really good with palm rejection. And another thing is that changing colors in this application is very simple. As you guys can see, my notes they color coded, and I really love my notes color coded because it just helps me study and it makes information really pop out when I'm studying. There's a lot of writing in this during this study session, so I will just be talking to you guys about different things, random things. While we're waiting for something important to pop up, then I can walk you guys through that part of the application. I really like the paper in this application, and I've managed to fool a few people to actually believe that I'd written my notes on paper and scanned them into my iPad, and they actually believed it. I'm just going to demonstrate how to add pages. You tap on the plus sign at the top of the right corner, and the new page that appears has the settings of the previous page that you were using. So adding pages in this application is very simple as well. And you guys probably noticed that the writing tools are movable, and I really like this about this application. I can move them around the page. That's because when I'm writing, if my hand was to tap on any of these tools, the tool that I'm using changes. So I keep on changing my tools depending on what I'm writing and where I'm writing. So it's really important in this application that their tools are movable. Their tools can actually change this. You can change the size, you can make them bigger, you can make them smaller, depending on how convenient it is for you. So I started writing these notes from using GoodNotes on the left. So you guys can see that's GoodNotes that I was using as my PDF editor. And then I later changed it to Liquid Text, which is the PDF editing software that I've been using for a while. So to draw your straight line, you just draw the line, pay attention to the tools on the right side. Unfortunately for this, when I was drawing this line, my pen skipped a little bit, so I have to draw this again. But when I draw a straight line, a 3-star icon appears at the top of my tools on the right, and when I tap on those, it gives me options that I can resize. I decided to draw a shorter line and then elongate it, because in this application you can actually elongate your line once you've drawn it. You can really change your lines in a lot of different ways, which is something I really like. You can change the color of your line, you can change its thickness, you can even change the tool that you use. It's very simple to use. It doesn't have a lot of options like you'd find in other applications like GoodNotes, for example. GoodNotes is very customizable. It has so many options that are available for you to play around with. This application is different. It's very simple. It's almost like a piece of paper, in that they don't really give you a lot of options. They don't give you a lot of things to choose from. They don't even have a settings button for you to customize anything, really. But it's very effective. This is one application that's living proof that maybe simple is best, because it doesn't have any like settings or any palm rests or customization for palm rejection, but it's really on point with all of those things. This is one of the few applications that is really great for split viewing, because when you change your screen, you don't actually lose the sense of how big your page is. The page size doesn't change whenever you either put it in or out of split view. Your page size remains the same. So you can actually put your screen into 50-50 split view, but the size of your page will not change. Like in Notability and GoodNotes, for example, when you put it in split view, the page actually also becomes smaller, and then you have to zoom out to the size that you were using before you put it in split view. This application doesn't do that. You put it in split view, you remove it from split view, the size of your page remains the same, and then you can obviously zoom in and out as you wish depending on your preferences. So now I'm going to demonstrate again drawing a shape around some words or letters. I'll just draw the shape and then tap on the 3-star icon, and then I can customize the shape. I can straighten it out and I can color it in. So I like coloring in the sections so that they can pop out more, and they get my attention when I just look at the page, that I don't just ignore them when I'm studying. Unfortunately for this study session, I had a lot of writing that I had to do. I've already put contents for this video, so if you're not interested in just seeing me writing and you're not interested in what I'm saying while I'm writing, you can just skip through the video and see the parts that are important to you about this application. But for those of you guys that are just sticking around through the whole video, I will get to say a few things, just ask you guys a few questions and tell you a few things, share a few opinions on a few things, obviously concerning the iPad Pro and myself. And the first thing I've just been really wanting to say is I don't understand why some of you guys don't like my theme music, because I like it, and anyway, it has sentimental value, so maybe I'm a little biased. I understand my previous videos had a lot of the music was too loud, and I had a reason for that, because I didn't really have good sound audio equipment to record my audio, so the music really helped me drown a lot of the background noise and all that weird stuff, so that's why I had that. Okay, back to the notes now. Just something that I need to mention about this application. It's very difficult for you to write, or for me to write, on the last bottom lines on every page, because the application scrolls sideways, it doesn't scroll up. So the further down I write, the more difficult it is to write at the bottom of the page, and there's no way around this, unfortunately. But I know some people that just don't write at the bottom of the page, even in actual books. They just leave the last 5 lines or so. So if you're just one of those people, then this is great. If you don't plan to be printing out your notes, which I don't, then it's also okay to just leave that section. Maybe you can add more notes or comments while you're studying. That's actually a good thing, to leave some space for your revision of your notes a bit later. Back to my music. For my intro, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to be changing the music because of copyright issues. I got this song specifically created for my channel by a friend who composes music, and for that reason I just feel like it's something that I own. I don't know. I don't really have anything else that I want to talk to you guys about except for my music and iOS 11, and I feel like I've run out of things to say. So I'm just going to keep quiet and then just talk to you guys about the different applications, different tools. I thought I could talk through this whole video because, you know, I'm so opinionated and have so much things that I want to say, but apparently I don't. So I'm just going to wait for any important things to pop up, and then I can talk to you guys about them. Okay, so now for this section, I'm just looking to check if I have enough space on both sides of my page so that I can draw this diagram that I'm about to draw. One thing to note about this application is that you can't straighten out short lines. When you draw a short line, which is I think according to this application, short would be any line that's less than a square of the page that you're using, maybe slightly longer than that. But if it's a short line, then it doesn't give you an option to straighten it out, which I think is not fair, because I like straightening out even my short lines. So that's something I find it bugs me a lot, but I can get over it. It's not enough to make me stop using the application completely, but it would be great if they could actually support straightening out straight lines for really short, tiny lines, because, you know, they also need to be straight. So sometimes when I really want my short line to be straight, all I do is just draw a really long line, straighten it out, and then make it shorter, which I only do when I really, really, really want to make sure that my short line is straight. But otherwise, it's not something that will bug me. Oh, so Now my roommate just came in and I just decided to play some music because, you know, when she's here and she's doing whatever she's doing in the room, it's a bit distracting. So I play music to drown that. And so, yeah, I've had this music for a very long time now. I listened to K-pop like in high school, and I've kept that music since then. And now it's kind of pointless to be listening to this music when I'm studying, because then I just sing along because I know all the songs now. So if you guys have any cool music in your language that I could use to during my study, please just let me know in the comment section down below, because I could use a new library for my study music. Yeah, I prefer just listening to something I can't sing along to, but something that's calm. Not anything beaty, because I tend to like dance, you know, and then I'm not studying anymore. So just something calm that I can just use to drown noises around me. And then you can also select little sections and move them around on the page. Like I just moved this little word, because I have like 5 things that I want to write on this line, and I need to make sure that I have enough space for each of them. Yeah, and I'm sure you guys notice that this page is actually in landscape. So in this application, you can turn your pages into landscape or portrait, which is pretty cool. Though unfortunately, you can't have different size pages. You can't import pages into this application, so that's a downside to the application. But I'm an A4 person, so this works for me. They only have A4 size and they only support A4 size. So that works for me, because I'm really an A4 person. I don't use smaller paper. I could use bigger paper if I could, but A4 is quite decent in my opinion. So that's why I don't have a problem with this application. If you'd like to import papers into this application, just know that, be warned, you can't import anything into this application. Anyway, I will talk about all of this in the full review that I'll be doing for you guys next week. Then I like this option from in iOS 11, where I can have an overlay window on this when I'm studying, because there's just sometimes I just need to look up something really quickly and I don't really want to mess up my setup. So I like that I can just have another window, a third window, that I can just look something up and then close it immediately. The drag and drop option, great option. This application, I then like select my image, and then I can just paste it into the application. And this application, you can move it around in any way you want. You can change it different angles, and you know, I swear this application is the closest to a paper experience you can have on the iPad Pro. The writing feels like paper. The actual paper itself looks like a notebook that you actually bought. And its options, the available options for this application, they're quite cool. Now just more writing. You can just skip along if you're not interested in seeing me write the weird words and stuff. So now I've run out of space on this little column, and I need to create more space. So I decided to resize the picture. I'm not annotating it, so I don't really need the diagram to be huge or anything. I just need to see it, so I have an idea when I'm studying of what I'm talking about, what I'm reading about looks like. So I'm just going to turn it a little just to create space, make it not too tiny, but you know, just a decent size, just so I can see it when I'm studying the notes. and this created a little space for me that I could write a couple of sentences. So that was great. I could just resize everything and make it smaller, but I don't like doing that. So I just create space in other ways. Unfortunately, the space is not enough, so I have to create more space by just drawing a line around this and tapping on the hand icon, and that selects that whole part that I would have encircled, and then I can just move it down a little bit. So yeah, that's created a lot more space. So selecting this application is also really cool because it's just drawing an actual line around it. It doesn't have that selecting tool button like most applications do, but just draw a rough shape around your words and tap on the hand icon that pops up in the circle that you just drew or in the shape that you just drew, and that's basically selecting in this application. That basically covers everything to do with writing notes in this application. So just before I go, I just want to thank those of you guys that have signed up on my Patreon page to support me every month. Thank you guys so much. Your donations will go a great way into making this channel better and bigger, because I still need a lot of production equipment that I don't have at the moment that could actually improve my content. So I will make sure that I upgrade as much as possible. So thank you guys so much. And if you'd like to join them, and if you'd like to have a say on the topics that I will be discussing for different, for the future, you can donate $1 a month on my Patreon page, and you can get to vote for the different topics that you'd like to see on this channel. You can even suggest topics that you really think are important, that you think I should do, and I will give those topics preference over other topics. So thank you guys so much for supporting me on Patreon. It means a lot to me. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, because I release new videos every Saturday, and we can have fun together. So don't forget to subscribe, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share, comment. Let me know what you guys think about this application. Let me know what you guys think about iOS 11, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me any questions. I will respond to them as soon as I can. You can also follow me on Facebook. You can be my friend on Facebook. I created a profile specifically for Paperless Student on Facebook because I couldn't manage a Facebook page. I still have a Facebook page, and you can follow that one, but you can also be my friend on Facebook. And you can also follow me on Instagram. I try to upload a lot of photos on Instagram as much as possible, so you can get inspiration from my photos. I also have a blog for medical students if you guys are interested in notes. I'm still working on making my notes available for you guys. I'm still writing and compiling them, but I'm also just deciding how I'm going to go about this. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.